Good afternoon. My name is Dee Carter, and I am your tour guide this evening. And tonight I am going to be going over the Nicodemus scene and also the whipping scene. Now, Nicodemus makes his appearance during the middle of the night, approaching Jesus, and he says, we all believe that you are the Messiah because no one could perform the miracles that you perform unless they were sent by God. Tell me, how do we enter the kingdom of God? And Jesus tells him, you must be born again, that you must enter the womb. And that introduces that whole scene. And Nicodemus, from that conversation, becomes a follower of Jesus. Now, I'm also going to talk a little bit about the whipping scene and also the crucifixion scene. Calvary was also known as Golgotha, which means a place of the skull. And there were three theories why it was called that. It could have been that the hill was skull-shaped, could have been because of the limestone deposits, or could have been because of the common graves. So when the rains would come, the skulls would rise out of the ground. The crosses that you will see next summer, there are two crosses on the right and the left for the cross of the thief, and for the two thieves, and the cross of Jesus in the center. But the cross of Jesus in the center will look a little different. It had to have a placard across the top announcing that he was the King of the Jews in 3 languages. So we have to add a placard to hold a beam to hold up that placard. When a man was crucified, they would take spikes 5 or 6 inches long. Couldn't run it into the palm because it wouldn't support the weight. They would have to pull it back a little bit and run it into the wrist where the tendons and ligaments support the weight of a man. French doctors doing studies on cadavers has found when the spike goes in, the thumb pulls in. What is believed to be the burial shroud of Jesus, located in Turin, Italy, does show the thumb in that position. In order to breathe on a cross, a man would have to pull with his hands and push with his legs, and that was agonizing. When they could no longer stand the pain, they would let themselves down, and with the knees no longer supporting the diaphragm, they would slowly begin to die. So they have to pull with their hands and push with their legs. Now, Jesus only lives 6 hours on the cross. But you must remember what he has suffered up to this point. He has not eaten since the Last Supper, and he suffered as I described in the Garden of Gethsemane, with the blood coming with the sweat. And in Pilate's court, he was whipped. The Romans used a whip called a cat of nine. It had a leather handle and leather strands coming out. And in the ends of those strands, they might tie in sheep bones or rock or metal. Every lash would take inches of flesh. The Jewish custom was 39 lashes, or 40 save one. But you must remember, he was not beaten by Jews. He was beaten by Romans, and their only custom was to take a man as close to death as possible. That burial shroud in Turin, Italy, believed to be the burial shroud of Jesus, does show over 100 lashes. He was beaten beyond recognition and shape as man, and then the crown of thorns was driven into his brow. Many passion plays will leave you at that point, but at Living Word, we finish the story. And next summer, I want you to come and visit us as we finish the Passion of Christ. Stay safe. God bless. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.